People of the verse, hello and welcome to the channel. This is the Eradicator, and in today's video we are going to take a look at what's going on with the latest Evocati patch here for Star Citizen Alpha 3.10. But before that, guys, let's have a quick look at the roadmap progress, sorry. And it seems that we are really nearing completion for Star Citizen Alpha 3.10. So here we go. Let's see what was done over the past week, and we are going to start with some of the locations here. New Babbage Shop Editions is now fully complete, 100%, just like Grim X improvements, also 100%. Everything is in polish phase, so that's awesome. I think that it's a really good indicator that these locations are ready, and probably the Evocatis are going to be busy focusing on other things and trying out those locations as a result. So awesome for that. The bartender is also making progress now with an extra 8 tasks completed. Now 67 out of 86. They've added a few more tasks over there. It wasn't 86 before, but it seems like, yeah, this one's only 69% complete, and it's going to be it seems to be a problematic, but it's not a surprise. AI has always been a challenge for CIG. We'll see if the bartender is going to make it to 3.10 or maybe 3.10.1 if there's going to be such a patch. The Law System V2 impoundment improvements also completed now. Same for electron damage and turret and gunnery improvements. All of that is completed. Great news as well. Body dragging is also completed now. They've completed an extra task, and we are now fully done at 30 tasks out of 30. We still have no progress here for new targeting methodology, stuck at 14 tasks out of 17. The ship HUD rework, however, is also complete with now 42 tasks out of 42. Restricted area is done. All the ships were done last week, so that's all very positive, good news. Let's have a quick look now at the weapons. The Gemini C-54 ballistic submachine gun, an extra 2 tasks now with 24 tasks out of 28 complete, as well as the Electron sniper rifle is also complete. And let's look at core tech, and it appears that height map improvements is also complete with 17 tasks out of 17. So overall, it does look like Star Citizen Alpha 3.10 is very close to completion. I think that we should expect a wave 1 by next week. I would say, let's say now it's the 20th. If we have a wave 1 by, it's probably maybe Wednesday, I would say, because I'm pretty sure they would want to release that on Monday 29th. I could totally imagine that. Probably they would have an my guess is that we would have wave 1 on the 23rd, and eventually wave 2 on the 25th, and open PTU on the 26th, and then a live release on the 29th, on the 30th, so that they could be like, yay, you know, we released it on time. I think that this is what's going to happen. Now let's have a quick look at the patch notes as well of the latest Evocati patch, and they still have a lot of issues that haven't been fixed. Let's talk about what was fixed, however, though. It does seem like NPCs are not naked anymore. Oh, that's too bad, right? But at the same time, you know, they shouldn't be naked, right? Apparently also they fixed there was an issue at Lorville where you were looking at the hospital and you were looking at people walking at the hospital. They were walking upside down, so that also hasn't been fixed. Not a big fix, obviously, but still a fix nevertheless, right? Visual fix, I suppose. Hangar 2 at Crew Air 4 rest stop should now be accessible via elevator. Obviously, that was a problem. Imagine, you know, your ship is at Hangar 2 and you can't go there. Yeah, that's really annoying. I suppose you could have a workaround, like you could call for the ATC to open the door and you could EVA your way to the hangar, but obviously that's not optimal, right? Elevators at New Babbage should now correctly transport players to every hangar as well. So it looks like it wasn't just Crew L4, but they had this kind of bug which prevented people from going to the right hangar. Very interesting. At least it's gone, right? Large collision blocks should no longer block players from extra large hangars at New Babbage as well. By the way, guys, for those of you who are not in the loop, New Babbage now has the high-tech hangars, which are not in 3.9 right now. But if you go to New Babbage in Star Citizen Alpha 3.10, you're gonna have brand new hangars that are going to really look top-notch for sure. Top bunk enter animation in the Vanguard should no longer loop and cause players to get stuck. A couple more bug fixes here. I'll put the link in the description down below for the full patch notes. They've also fixed a couple of client crashes here. 3 client crashes, 5 server crashes. We want as many server crashes to be fixed as possible so that we have as few 30k errors as possible, obviously, and a server deadlock. They are testing the UBRF energy pistols and electrons right now. That's one of the focuses of the game. They want to focus on ship flight in and out of atmosphere. They're also updating the building blocks UI for all flyable ships, high speed combat changes, turret gameplay, and the updated Origin M50, which actually is not in the patch right now. They noticed, apparently, I'm quoting Bayer CIG. Apparently there's an error right now with M50, which is why it's apparently not in the patch. That's what I'm being told. Regarding the gameplay, so a couple of things have been added here. Law system impounding. We are introducing new changes to the impounding mechanics currently present in the game. When blocking a landing pad on a vehicle without permission, a message will appear on the visor UI of all players about it, which includes a timer that will count down until the vehicle is impounded. Different actions that can cause ship impounding, such as pad obstruction or reckless operation of a vehicle, pad ramming, can now have different impounding times and fines, allowing, for example, light penalties for blocking pads versus harsher penalties for pad ramming. Yes! I cannot wait for that. This is going to be awesome. By the way, I noticed that with all this crackdown on pad ramming, I noticed that there were actually quite a few people. Every time I go to Port Olisar, there are a lot of people. It's not that populated anymore. So I suppose pad rammers are not as excited as they were in the past, right? Anyway, let's have a quick look at some of the worst known issues that they're having right now, because there's quite a list of known issues. There's about 32 known issues right now, which of course, hopefully, is going to be reduced. That's the whole point of the Evocatis and then the PDU, right? Is to get rid of those annoying issues. It's not a complete list, as we all know that there are other minor issues that have been plaguing the verse for sometimes years, right? So, what do we have here? In this list of known issues, we still have the epilepsy warning. The player's screen can appear to flip rapidly whilst quantum traveling to servers' locations. Of course, they cannot release the patch as long as this is here. I think that I would say that they would probably want to keep it in Evocati as long as it's there, because if it's in PTU, you know, in PTU phase 1, there's not gonna be any DNA anymore. And that's gonna bring a bad image to the game. By the way, I haven't noticed any leaks regarding the epilepsy warning here. I haven't seen any videos of that, so it seems like the Evocatis are also respecting the NDA regarding that epilepsy warning. So kudos to the Evocatis here for not sharing that, because that's not what we want to see, obviously. We know that Grimex hangars elevators are not working, so yes, that's exactly what we were talking about with those elevators at New Babbage and at Cruel 4 as well. There is a problem right now with elevators which causes them to not function, which of course the workaround is to avoid Grimex, as they're saying. Crimes cannot be removed through terminal after hacking. That's also a big problem indeed. Players has a chance to die when spawning into Port Olisar. Oh, that's an old bug that just came back, I suppose. The game will crash when repairing, servicing your ship. Again, there's been a lot of problems here with servicing and repairing ships. Apparently, this time it's not working anymore. The game is not working anymore when you're trying to do that, which is hilarious and sad at the same time. The client will crash when attempting to charge an EMP within a ship. Player may be killed living through the restricted area tunnel from the spaceport. So the workaround is to avoid Area 18. Area 18 nav marker will appear at the central plaza, not the spaceport, but that's not new. It's been like that forever. Glad that they are recognizing that this is actually a problem. All map markers are offset from the planets. Please, CIG, fix that. We have that in 3.9 already. Legally landing ships may be impounded. That's an old bug as well. Some outposts on Calliope, don't have QT markers. We know that as well. The multi-tool is still not coming with an orbit mining attachment at the prisons. Please, CIG, you need to fix that too. Free look does not always to be working properly in turret. Reliant remote turret HUD is not visible. Turrets indoor power settings. I suppose that's a good thing if you are using too much power. And I would say let's have another one here. Clicking in an empty space in the personal inventory will cause the client to crash. Gyro mode does not work in certain underside turrets. And exiting a remote turret from the pilot seat will activate free look for the pilot. Press Z to deactivate free look to continue normally. That's what we can say about Star Citizen Alpha 3.10 right now. It is making a lot of progress. Most of what is on the roadmap right now is finished. That is wonderful to see. And the Evocatis are working really hard to smash as many bugs as possible. Again, guys, my guess would be that we're gonna see wave 1 if they can fix that epilepsy thing, which I think is the most annoying thing right now in that bug list. I think that we could see eventually a wave 1 by Tuesday or Wednesday, with then wave 2 coming up soon after, and open PTU for the weekend. That would be the ideal plan. Educated guess, of course, based on what was seen in previous PTUs. I'm not counting 3.10, 3.9 doesn't count. But the previous PTUs, that's what we could see. So let's hope and pray for the best, right? That's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you guys next time for more Star Citizen content. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later.